Thank you very much, D-Man. I must admit, I love the banana peel reference. However, it would have to be a King Kong-sized banana for Shield to slip on that one. Yes, I do think KaBuM have got strong laners. We are beating a dead horse whenever we say this. Mid lane, AD carry support, they do well. Lep fell behind, unfortunately, and the lane swap right at the beginning didn't help them, Monty.
No, I think that was a very favorable lane swap situation. When you get the Ryze Nami lane together, a Ryze with a range support, and then you have Corki as well, who's going to be really just scaling very well on levels alone. And even though they got that early advantage, Nami left too early, died. And then the most puzzling thing about that game for me, and probably and I were raging about this a little, was that Shield, basically they got a Trinity Force power spike onto Corki. They had this level advantage, and then they kept sending Save into the top lane instead of just letting him farm at bottom lane and just pushing the tower. It was kind of dumb.
The Trinity Force power spike was so Corki could just run around the map faster.
Right.
Yeah.
That had to be it. I think we
More
solved it, dude.
playmaking on the AD carry.
Well, talking about the AD carry, we actually have a fantastic replay that really just summarizes the game. I feel like Shield were playing potion, playing low risk. Roll this clip out and then probably talk us through, what Zephyr was doing that stood out in Gorilla as well.
Well, Goon's already starting this out right now, and at this point, they're just trying to pick and kill someone. Nami gets a really, really sick wave, and if you see Corki starting to come in from the side, and he has all of Lulu's skills to use at his disposal, so he's about to just run in there and start cleaning up the fight now that Zilean ult's down. And now it's kind of up to him to, land his ults, which are gigantic at this point, and then, be a man and flash for that kill.
Gorilla ended up getting, I think, a 4-man knockup with that wave.
Yeah.
Really picking the angle correctly on the retreat from KaBuM.
Well, not only that, but predicting that the W would be off cooldown in that time frame as well when the Lee Sin revived, and then also knocking Tristana out of rocket jump. It was just an incredibly good wave.
So double lift after the quadra kill, AD carry, Shield. What's your take on the game?
I just thought maybe the game would have been different if KaBuM hadn't picked Lee Sin, because Danagorn's mechanics, honestly, that game were not up to standard. And Lee Sin's a very mechanic-focused jungler alongside like Thresh as support. If you're not like on top of your game and you can't get those insects, then there's really no point to pick Lee Sin. And you saw that quad kill was really started because Danagorn was so out of position that they had to blow Zilean ulti on him, and he still died after. So it was just, I feel like if you're not on top of your mechanic game, you shouldn't be picking champions like Lee Sin.
Yeah, it didn't work out for them. All right, let's quickly take a look at the standings before we move on to the last 2 games of the day, because they will be particularly telling. Freak, we've been running the numbers. NaJin Shield now 1 step closer. We've got 2 very, very big games coming up. OMG versus Samsung Blue, as well as Alliance versus NaJin Shield. If NaJin Shield win that game, they're guaranteed a spot in quarters. Yeah,
as soon as NaJin Shield gets a 5th win, they are guaranteed 1st place as well. But basically, both Alliance and Cloud9, they're basically just going to be playing KaBuM and NaJin White Shield, my understanding. So you still have that potential 2-4, 2-4, 2-4, or Alliance and Cloud9 going 4-2, 4-2, 4-2 against NaJin White Shield.
Gonna be very, very interesting. Samsung Blue, of course, coming up against OMG. OMG going to have to figure out a few things to get right. Before we talk about that game, let's check in with our Twitter question of the day. Earlier, we asked you guys which player has been the biggest star in the Singapore group stage. It's an impossible question, and why? Here's what you've had to say. First one is from Okay, I'm going to try this. Striker Eureka. The highest star can only be high. Great CS and holding his own against the best. Massive improvement. Prolly, you're the mid laner. Yes or no?
Yeah, I think High stepped up a lot. The only thing that I would say is the only weak point of High is his champion pool, but his play is pretty stellar.
Next up, we have from @Dirian Archer. I feel Gorilla has done remarkably well for NaJin White Shield so far. Crumbs is 100% right. His Thresh is absolutely bananas. That's the banana that D-Man was talking about, Monty.
Ding, ding, ding. We have a winner. If we want to talk about the player who's been consistent throughout all of these games, even when we saw Shield get behind against Alliance, it was his picks, his hooks that got them back in the game. He's just been the most consistent player so far, and his team is 4-0 because of it.
I completely agree. I think he's phenomenal. Next one from @ForestForest4. Control feed that one. Reckless is really making a name for himself by not showing any fear against the biggest of names. And double lift, Reckless has really stepped up.
Yeah, Reckless has been playing fantastic. He actually only had 1 game where I felt like he might have been able to do better. His first game against OMG, but after that, he did really well against Deft. Over 100 CS against considered possibly tied for best AD carry in Korea along with Imp. He went over 100 CS ahead. So this guy's amazing. He got a pentakill earlier today. He's just on top of his game.
Yeah, we'll have to see how he performs tomorrow. And finally from @ScottPantera, my mom, because she lets me stay up late to watch World's Freak. You're the only one that hasn't chimed in about Pantera's mom. Do you know if she's OP?
That's a weird question to ask me. I was debating whether to make any mom jokes or not, and now you just set them up for me. She seems wonderful. I mean, if you get to stay up and watch League, it's wonderful. I believe it's hard. It is Saturday now, so at the very least, you probably don't have anything you have to like get up for in the morning. So big props to everyone who's using their Saturday to watch
She's a nice
League.
lady.
I have to
She is a
apologize
nice
to
lady.
Freak. That was my bad. I didn't need to set you up that way.
I had no idea where to go with that.
Actually, thank you to all the moms and dads who are letting their kids watch, and thank you for everyone tuning in. Right, thank you for sending your tweets to us. Remember, you can stay in the conversation throughout the World Championship by sending tweets to @LOL Esports. Use the hashtag Worlds, and we'll be talking about your mom on air. We're going to rebel off the riff for a moment, and when we drop back, China's OMG will face Samsung Blue. Don't miss it.
Going in, he tries to catch on towards it, goes in, gets the smite down! Very tough group, they're going for save. In comes Danagon, can they 2v1 him? Or is he too strong at this point? They've got a lot of damage down on him. Dan's taken so low, he may get dropped it. One more shot, there's the triple. He continues through, gets himself the quadra kill.